Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Norman series here on the Lord Master channel. We're nearly 100 years of this gameplay as 967 approaches, as we're 963. And our venerable character, Marquess Jordan of Normandy, his health is poor now. He's not going to be long for this world, but as I've said in a previous episode, the future is now female. All of his daughters, except for Evelina, which she decided to become a nun whilst we were traveling. Stephanie will become the new Marchioness of Normandy, along with inheriting the county capital and the other county up there in Calais. And Rosalind will take Lulu and Millicent will take Ivre and Ypres, and Emma will have Leon here. So this is why I'm over the domain limit and not willing to give it to somebody else, because every single one of my daughters, except for Evelina, is going to get 2 counties each, except for Emma. And as we know, you got one who's brave, ambitious, and calm, and the other brave, ambitious, but humble. And Millicent, she's ambitious, but she's wrathful. And Emma, well, she's the youngest, and we don't know too much about her yet, but she's rowdy. And they're all pilgrims. And let us be known that the acclaimed knight, and again, it's kind of beyond me of how can women become knights. Is it because they're close family? I mean, I'm a bit stumped. So here's what we know about Stephanie. She's got a wolf-like demeanor. She's +2 knights. She's a dueling enthusiast. Some say this character is a formidable duelist, skilled in the art of swordsmanship. They view dueling as not just a martial skill, but as a means to display discipline and strategic thinking. Their dedication to honing their combat abilities instills a sense of confidence and security within the court, as they stand ready to protect and defend when need arises. I mean, she'll get my weapon and armor. She'll have it. But it's good to know that she's a dueling enthusiast, even though she's a woman of diplomacy. So, combat will be last resort to her. But she's already trained to be a rough terrain expert, even though there are no hills or mountains nearby as far as we could tell. She's also shrewd and strong, that's why she's a suitable candidate. I mean, I could designate heirs by other means, but I'd rather leave it as it is. She's an experienced traveler, though she's going to do a bit more traveling alongside with her sisters. And also she has a inevitable aura. For some inexplicable reason, this character possesses an inevitable aura that leaves others envious and resentful. People can't help but talk negatively about them, attributing their success to luck or unfair advantages. A constant envy creates a toxic atmosphere of gossip and backbiting within the court. So this is why she's a woman of diplomacy, and she will keep a level head whenever people say bad things about her. And you think, when you got 2 ambitious people, you think they'd be in competition for each other. But in actuality, they're friends. Stephanie saved Rosalind from being beaten by a group of rowdy youths. So she will not, fight for the throne of Normandy, despite how ambitious she is, but we don't know if she'll remain as a knight. But she'll definitely serve the counties with distinction. As she has a snake-like demeanor, she's a melodious musician, which is a -1 knight. Some say this character is a prodigious musician, capable of enchanting the court with modern compositions. Music is the language of emotions. Through the melodies, they express their deepest feelings and uplift the spirits of those who listen. The music serves as a source of joy, solace, and celebration in the court. And she's also a compulsive micromanager. Some say this character suffers from a compulsive need to micromanage every aspect of the court's affairs. They scrutinize even Many of the details causing delays in efficiencies as courtiers navigate their overbearing oversight. Their inability to delegate tasks undermines productivity and stifles innovation. So control growth, the areas that shall be taken over in. She's also a flexible leader. And just as an experienced traveler. And speaking of travel, I want to do a little bit more traveling. A pilgrimage to Mons and Mecca. In medieval times, Mons and Mecca was a popular pilgrimage destination associated with the Archangel Michael. At first, the veneration of Michael was often done indirectly through Saint Albert, the abbey's legendary 8th century founder. Albert was even more popular than Michael, and had an annual procession in nearby Avranches that was said to have caused many miracles. Later on, pilgrims' focus shifted to Michael and the Virgin Mary rather than Albert. For example, King Philip IV of France donated a large golden statue to the abbey to render Michael more visible to all. The Reformation and later the French Revolution led to a decline in the pilgrimage's popularity. Mont Saint-Michel is a popular destination for local pilgrims because it is the site that's been associated with the Archangel Michael for a long time. Yet it's similar to some of the pilgrimage activities that you see in other playthroughs in other parts of the world, where it has flare packs. You either hold the county or close of or in the Francia region, which is the next door. So plan on the pilgrimage, since I'd like to be a pious man. No need for this. Learning. Let me change our route a bit. Because I noticed that you have not visited the origin of the great deed for the Kingdom of West Francia here, to gain a bit of diplomacy lifestyle experience for y'all. All our 10 guests have been invited. Just only friends, close family, and spouses can join. With the exception of Rollo de Normandy, my nephew. He won't be there. Others will. Stephanie and Rosalind will be there. Not just to worship, just to focus on religious aspects of it. And since you have a lot of money, go for the offerings. Minor church land grant. Gain base 200 piety upon completion activity. Development progress in the capital increases by 20 upon completion. When go on a pilgrimage to demonstrate devotion, wise rulers donate land to religious institutions, and thus glory of God. Memorialization, commemorative monument. Everyone will know of my religious devotion. I will commission a modest but respectful monument to immortalize the occasion when I come back. So, get a base gain of renown, so a little bit of renown, because we're getting close to reputable, as well as the next dynasty legacy related to pillage, since we still have that Viking heritage in us. So let's go. Pilgrimage. So, going more towards acculturation. As I travel along the road, I notice a frail-looking peasant standing on the side of the path. I inspect her more closely. She appears to be holding a small bundle. Please, hold a moment. Times have been tough since my spouse passed, and I'm at my wit's end. Would you be interested in buying my child? Though it pains me deeply. I can't afford to keep him and must sell him to what is left of my family. His name is Turket. Sickly. It's nothing special, but at least it's not blind. And you're club-footed, but the child may become club-footed. Don't know why on earth would I want to do that, but I'll make sure he's cared for. He can come. Alright, I've made plans to travel to Mont Saint-Michel near as a major Christian religious site in France. It attracts pilgrims from far and wide. I shall become one such pilgrim. Many wish to go there to venerate Archangel Michael, particularly through Saint Albert, the founder of Mont Michael, and I am no different. To Mont Michael we go. Alright, and also before I recorded, I did some, marriage proposals. Like Rosalind's to be betrothed to King Philip, who is the heir to the Duchy of Anjou. Because we hope in future generations' time we can inherit some more land within West Francia. Matrilineally betrothed. And same for Millicent, with son Caroman, who's only many years that future generations will have the duchies of Spoleto, Capua, and probably 2 counties along the said duchies. Just want to spread the dynasty to other places. And the king gives me 94. It's as a thanks, I guess. Besties. The legend of the King Andre of West Francia is great in his large words. Deeds are unparalleled. This afternoon is quickly advancing in the nightfall as we enter a local farm estate in Ile-de-France. The estate owner, Crusader, greets us warmly and promises to host a lavish feast for us. Once the feast starts, we dine on the veritable menagerie of roast animals, stews, soups, and bread and the like. In the morning, Crusader approaches me as I enjoy my breakfast. My lord, hosting such an extravagant shindig as yes, they can be expensive. We cook on me, oh no. If he has a rivalry with me or not, but it won't matter. Because we're pretty good to each other. You should pay me for the prestige I brought to your farm. Give me the money. Millicent is now the same age as I was when I ascended the rule. My past filled with hardships, being responsible for the whole realm at such a young age, yet it made me the man I am today. My childhood was much different from my peers. Instead of childish games, I played a game of adults. I played it and learned it well. There is suitable land in the county, where Millicent can become a ruler as I did. But is she ready? Is my path the only one that prepares for the harsh future? You are the heir to County VIET. No? Should not repeat the mistakes of the past. Into stewardship. Storyteller. If I'm still around, you should go hiking. Oh, just arrived there, and we spread the Normandy culture there, the Norman culture. Barely, just out there. It's a start. Wild child among the Debutantes countryside of the county of VIET. The caravan was suddenly ambushed by a band of discontents with my rule that seek to revenge on my person. Unfortunately, these men probably only know the language of death. A very dangerous situation indeed. Oh hell, I might die. I'll try to outwit the part of the bandits using savvy speech, since I don't have the prowess skill anymore. If any of your counties, more high risk, has less than 90 control and none 75. Oh, that's what's going on. It's a lack of control under my watch. Guess that was a bit of an oversight on my end. So, if you stand a minimal chance of this attack, however, you start having counties of very low control, the lesser or worse raises additional risk of traveling through them. The outlaws on the part of the territory. Those exactly the consequences of having your character once travel alongside a dangerous county. I'm not even anywhere near them. Learning your prowess serves as modifiers, good, neutral, or bad. I figure this option you attempt to dissuade some of the bandits from fighting. One of your courtiers might end up dead as a casualty due to this event. There's a 22% chance that I'm going to get killed, 66% chance that one of the courtiers, 50% chance that Roman dies, and then counter not dies. If I died, well, at least I lived a good long life and built a foundation and made all the money, and Stephanie and the other sisters will begin to rule. Just this moment. But if not, then I guess I'll be around for a few more years. I'm around for a few more years now. Okay. Count, David, it's good enough. Now, go work on VIET. These pilgrims are not being interrupted. You're all here, right? Alright. This is a family matter. I arrived at the mouth of the Stone River on the shores of the bay that is home to Matsumaca, which is perched on top of the high-rising island. Even when I was still some distance from reaching my destination, I could see the towering sight of Matsumaca from afar. A truly inspiring sight, and nothing less. At low tide, I traveled across the tidal causeway into the site itself. Those foolish enough not to do so risk perishing, or at least injuring themselves in the waves. It's good to be here. In the past few days, I've gotten to know Matsumaca well. The priests are honored by the presence of a Catholic Marquess like myself. Though Matsumaca is strongly associated with Michael the Archangel, being named after him after all, many Christian pilgrims prefer to focus on venerating the relics of Saint Obed, the bishop and the founder of Matsumaca. Obed's chief relic is his skull. One can still see the hole where Saint Michael poked his finger to convince Saint Obed to found this site. Many pilgrims focus on Saint Obed, given the legends about his healing miracles rather than the stern Saint Michael who punishes evildoers and sinners. Now, who should I focus venerating while I'm here? Saint Obed the Healer. No blessings, just focused on it. My trip to Matsumaca is drawing to a close, and during my time here I've enjoyed the sights and witnessed the glory of God and His creation. However, it's now time for me to go home. Still, even after I readied my bags and made my way to leave, departing across the same tidal causeway I used to enter the site, there are many more throngs of pilgrims going in the opposite direction of me. Who knows what wonders and miracles they will experience here as well. Perhaps I will return one day. Perhaps not. So 200 Piety plus 150 plus 100. 450. Then 100 Prestige, obtaining 10 experience at the Pilgrim trait. Legitimacy up, which is already at the max anyhow. Development growth in the capital county increases. And the Dynasty of the Normandy gains 100 renown. And there you have it. So your pilgrim experience goes up. Not for her though, because it's the one that the ruler does it himself. Now we are reputable. Should go on a hike with your heir, Stephanie. Sent on a solitary expedition to hidden quarters in the realm, this adventure provides a break from the pressures of courtly existence, giving an opportunity to rest amid age-old forests and gentle hills. Yeah. Again, this is for increased opinion, stress loss, fame. May gain a wise man trait or experience if you have it. Hills, no holding. No holding. But there's hills out here. Go to Argatan, the hills of it. Yeah, we don't see each other eye to eye. I was hoping 70 would be one of them, but no, we'll take Millicent with you. It'll be a short hike. The activity we shouldn't have fewer opportunities. You do not have the home away from home perk. Not for that. Why the hell not? So there'll be a story to her. Look for moments that would make a good and memorable story. Will increase fame gained from this activity. Finally, open load lies for me. Soon I shall set foot on the rolling hills of beautiful Agatan. Oh, how I long for its tall grass and sweet smelling orchid, and nice to see cranes flying through the open skies above me. I must be off already. Can't wait. Aren't those strawberry plants, I ask, as we pass by some heavy foliage near the road and I made plants and bushes. I pointed what looks like a strawberry plant, but there are no berries on it. I wonder out loud. Perhaps someone passed by and picked off some strawberries earlier? The doctor walks over and runs his hand through the plant's leaves. These are barren strawberries, he corrects me. They look similar, but don't produce any fruit. The leaves are also a little different if you look closely. Fascinating. What else do you know about these plants? There's Millie. My retinue and I finally arrived at Argatan, and just for a moment I've taken it by the view. The hills stretch out like a sea of green and brown ahead of us. At last I can leave all those past struggles behind me and just focus on finding the moment to unwind, a chance to set everything aside and truly relax. What a view. Found wildflowers. Found more wildflowers. I think, is that what it said? Yes, just the wildflowers. As I wandered through the hill, I came across an elderly man perched on a weathered rock at the path's edge. Moments pass silence as the man appears deeply absorbed in thought before he acknowledges my presence. Giving me a small nod, he slowly rises. Each movement followed by a sound of creaking bones, sets for the unknown. Millicent sits down on the edge rock, letting out a small sigh of relief, more interested in the break than engaging with the man. Must been 89 years old. Holy crap. You've seen a lot, no doubt, that you were born here. Unless you were formerly Norse that later became Norman. God dang. You've been around long enough to know who Hrolfr was. Now, what was he thinking about here in a while? Seems like a fantastic place to think after all. 14% chance I to get pondering rulership, pondering religion, war, schemes, management, travel, or even become a wise man. Pondering management. Spend a significant amount of time pondering how they can improve their realm. Found a vibrant feather. Saw a standing stone. As we continue up the slope, slowly, one step at a time, it's been a long day. I can feel my thighs burning, only trying to focus on putting one foot in front of the other at this point. And one of the guards helps me in the last couple of steps. Starting to find ourselves on a ledge. I could see the valley stretching out below us, a tapestry of green and brown. I had completely missed how far up we had come due to the exhaustion and the strain of the journey. But for now's all worth. What a sight for sore eyes and legs. Found a natural arch in the wilds. She found rest by a gentle waterfall. As the weather gradually worsens, I suddenly spot something emerging from the undergrowth ahead. A surprisingly large bison stops just a few steps in front of me, its gaze meeting mine as it notices my presence. It lasts only for a moment before the animal abruptly bounds back into the wilderness. By my side, I hear Millicent let out a sigh of relief. Perhaps it's time to prepare a hunting party. So there's a game sighting here. Found a patch of luminescent mushrooms. With one last stab, I finally leave the slopes around Arlington. I look back one last time, reminiscing about my journey through the hills. Here, embraced by nature and far away from people, my troubles seem less daunting. I take a deep breath, savoring the last moments in this haven before embarking on the journey home. Alas, such is the way of life. Gained plenty of fame. Not for us. Failed masterization. Damn. That don't look good on my book. Should go help with the inspection over there. Because we've been trying to get control restored to this area. It ain't what it used to anymore. But, Stephanie, can you do it? And she did. Way to go, Steph. An opportunity to rest, I'd say. No need to rush. Stone unturned. Well, you know me, what I'm here for. Local arbitration. Hampering corruption. Out here to find yourself some poachers, are you? A ragged-looking hunter yells at us as we approach the small camp of his during one of my surveys in the hinterlands of Ypres. Plenty to be found if it ain't real royal land. Here in Manura, it's every man for himself. If you want to stake your claim to these lands, you'll need someone who can sharpen your name regularly, if you know what I mean. Continues to wait before he bites to a chunk of grilled meat. A group can show around here that the land really belongs to me. Maybe that's not such a bad idea. We should hire some guards that could patrol the hinterlands. Big jump. I'll give it a try. Successful reallocation. Just want control all the way up by the time we're done. Alright, more success increase. This should be it. We got it. Expected taxes, focused on control. It'll be done in no time. Oh yeah, we don't have a master to hunt. It's been a while since we have one of these. Stephanie, you be the one. As odd of the choice as it is. Screw it, you be Master Horse too. Double dip in your pay. I never had any bodyguards. Stephanie and Rosalind will be my bodyguards. Yep, my daughters protect me. Matter of fact, you also be the personal champion. Why didn't I do that earlier? Take my place in some duels. Improve her skills. Should have done that in the previous episode. This is like big time favoritism. Let's go hunting for that bison. Because we saw one out there. It's got hunting grounds. Same for Argatan. But issues high development. We'll head to Argatan. Because that's where I saw it. There's no need for, you know, I mean, nearby adventures is whatever to me. But fellow vassals, no need for that. Tributaries, these are not even my liege. You stay away. Or just lighten the load. Although not everybody will be there. You know, I ain't got around. I'm not gonna be around for long, but at least try to slay the beast. Even though you are a decrepit old fucking man. Let's go. My last hunt of my life. It is known that the people of Hardcourt seem to profess special devotion toward the knights in their legends. Oh, Lord, the knights despise. It's most fortunate I could invent this crossroad, arrive at such a marvelous fountain, which water is said to cure all illnesses. If you were to help me in my quest, I shall pay homage to you. Russ, I was quick to wait, my lord. I know this night. It's a lot. Would you like to join? He's got no personality traits. We know that he's exalted commander, he's gallant, he's cautious leader, he's comely, and he's good at the horse. That's all we know about him. Come on in. Mercenary leader. That's all he's known about it. Eckhart, bishop bitten by frost. I mean, honestly, you're not that skilled. Well, bishop keeps them out frostbite, so tiny old penalty. A bit callous to think about it. Oh, these two that we just interacted with. Well, hasten the journey then. Get us moving. 4 months. Hurry the hell up. Oh, and she gets to hunt too because nights count. Fishnet weavers finished in Calais. And just throw some money into that as well. Since Stephanie's going to be the holder of that county as well, in addition to the capital. Ah, Duke Eustace. Where are you? come a long way from Toulouse. You got 1 month till you get your ass over here. Emma turns out to be Hale. Alright. More prowess for her. While meanwhile the Norman culture is slowly spreading. Because we're trying to displace the French out of this county. So we can get the bailiffs in here, that innovation, so we can get a 3rd building slot. That's what we're doing with that. High success chance. Joffrey assembles the party as the sun rises over the hunting grounds nestled in Agatan's hills. While I had been gathering sightings of a bison that roamed the local area, many of my gamekeepers and flushers have been pouring over the area for tracks and fumes. The herd of bison is near at hand, with a mighty bull among them. See if the rumors are true. It's a tier 4 for dangerous peril and impressive prestige. Let's go. Skilled master to hunt. Slightly increased hunter trait experience and success chance just for her. Hold on, I don't think it picks up the... She doesn't have the hunter trait yet, but still. Poachers here on account slopes. They huddled together as I routed my guards, making a poor job of hiding the dead stag behind them. We did not do this. Please have mercy, glorious Marquess. Their blades and bows bellied their words. Don't seem to be excellent bowmen. I mean, our chance is so high, I could take the poacher training. A little bit of prowess. Just to show that I still got it. My vassal, Mayor Gervas, is first spotted her. Carefully putting the party in the position, we descend on the bellowing beast, separating a worthy bull from the panicked group. We gather between the lone bison and the fleeing herd. Now begins the real chase. After it, we ride. Because I'm brave. Gotta pick that option. Like all game, the slippery bison has many tricks, glitches, and ruses that could fool even experienced hunters. My vassal Mayor Osborne has halted the party. The wily bisons with doubly to and fro, retracing its steps, and running trails to throw us off the scent. There's no agreement over which course to follow, and each moment we tarry puts us further from our prize. Patience. This should be easy to solve. Quickly find the scent. After hours of riding, we're finally cornering the wily beast. Our chase has not been in vain. The exhausted, panicked animals turned to bay, struggling to stand and bellowing in panic. Facing the mighty bison so close, especially one bucking violently, is enough to invoke terror even in the bravest man. But the dogs and hunters duly surround it. 1 second. My hunter trait. There you go. Every participant gets their fair share. But there's a 25% chance that I may get killed. 37% chance I may be seriously injured. But since I'm a greedy person and brave, take this, brute! I just dropped my jaw that this happened. I was hoping that he would, later pass away in peace, but you know how he is. You know how Marquess Jordan is. Marquess Jordan of Normandy has found peace in Christ's embrace at 64 years of age. He was charged by a bison, a keen and dedicated hunter. He loved to spend entire weeks in the wilderness looking for the most elusive game. And many more. What a man he was. He ruled for 50 years. 50 great years that expanded Normandy's borders of the realm. So, I applaud to that man. So now, again, that's what it says. Was charged by a bison. hell of a way to go. He was the cultural head, he was dreaded, though he was illustrious and a devoted servant, so he was middling. Not as prestigious as to say, like Crofer, his father. But don't forget that he had a disputed heritage and child of a concubine. But he was an avaricious and an inspector. He was a very greedy man, and he was greedy to the end. Fought in 4 defensive wars and 3 offensive wars to take a few pieces of land. And hosted 14 activities. Inspection, 7, 2 hunts, 2 university visits, 1 pilgrimage to Mount Samago, 1 hike, and 1 pilgrimage to Jerusalem. Something that his father Hrolfr couldn't accomplish before he succumbed to pneumonia. And he attended 9 activities. He loved going to feasts, and he loved to go hunting. He was there for the coronation of King Louis, I believe that was his name. He was there at a funeral, and as well as a grand wedding. He was also there for it too. So, there's the titles. She's the Marchioness of the Marquise of Normandy. She's also the Countess of Rouen and Gwynedd. So Rosalind will get Lisieux and Yves, which those 2 will be friends, so they will never rebel against each other for that reason. Millicent has Evreux and European, and Emma as well. So Millicent is the rowdy one you ought to watch out for. So as you can see the lineage here. Hrolfr, who was around for 45 years, until he died in 9/11, which again, succumbed to pneumonia. Then Marquess William, he never had an impact to Normandy as he was out traveling in the east until he was killed in battle in bandits in the middle of Persia. Marquess Jordan, charged by a bison. And now, Marchioness Stephanie, at the age of 27. She ascends to the throne, towering over her enemies on the battlefield. She will have no problem inspiring her troops. But that is only for last resort, for she is a woman of diplomacy. But she's an excellent fighter, much like the others that came before her. So she has what it takes to rule, even though she does not have the talent of stewardship like her predecessors. But perhaps that will change with time. And his average on intrigue. So we'll continue this one. We know the consolidation of Normandy. Yeah, we're out the middle of a hunt, but now that bison took my father. I've just been informed and witnessed that Marquess Jordan, my father, is dead. It seems he was charged by a bison while hunting. As the new Marquess of Normandy, there was much to organize in this wake of unforeseen events. But we got this. For the future court, I think that'll be for keeps. The Marquess Slayer, the head of the opposing bison bull which killed Marquess Jordan while hunting, requested by his heir, Marchioness Stephanie, is massively preserved and attached to a richly carved walnut mount. The vassal limit. So this is a court artifact you want to keep and maintain. You offer me a courtier. Well, we do need talented people in our court. So, thanks. A lesser daughter of Normandy. As my siblings and I mourn my late father, Marquess Jordan, we busy ourselves with the division of his lands. Normandy fell to me, Lisieux to Rosalind, Evreux to Millicent, but what of my revered sister, Avelina, the nun? Empty-handed, she watched the transition of power from the sidelines. No ceremonies for her, only oaths to others. Noble blood and the sword at her side are her only birthright. This gives you the option that you get to play as her as an adventurer, so she decided to take on adventuring. The Magpies of St. Bridget. Some are destined to rule. I wish her luck. Even though she's a... Again, she's a nun, but she decided to create a camp. Is she allowed to lead armies if she were to create a mercenary band for herself? She might be that warrior nun that we've been talking about. Then we never knew. There are whispers about the tales and deeds of my father, the illustrious Marquess Jordan. Everywhere I go, near or far, it seems that nobody's not heard his name. I wonder, will I always stay in the shadow of my father? Or will I be able to achieve as much here in my life as him? How high will I be able to climb? One day I will be like you, Father. Just let me get to the capital. Successor, storm in the forest. I was an acclaimed knight. It's good to be home. Okay. First time accepted. Bound by blood. Rescue house members. Caspelli. Unified a house to reclaim house members from another realm as a vassal. Is she really going to be, like, would she be a matriarch type? Mac's personal scheme sounds like a good idea in theory. Get to have 3 perks. But I think you'll probably want to go to that path to get the domain limit if you want to have all the land yourself. Especially that we have continued plans for expansion. And you would want these 2 in particular. That's your culture head. I'm not opposed to the idea of having making better friends, challenging people to board game. Having 2 personal schemes, like one where you can sway and the other you can learn the language. Especially that you got, pretenders in your realm that would want Normandy. You know what, go for that. Not terribly interested about gaining more fertility as it already is. So grab these. So eventually I may go for that path to become an architect, but that's for getting divided attention. And get these 2. One for children I will have in the future, and the others for continued cultural fascination. And I've done a bit of traveling myself. Cannot hunt because it's already happened. I was there. Rosalind, my friend, my sister and friend, you'll be the Chancellor. And about to have full control with this, so begin with this. And you keep doing what you're doing. Switch over. He is a friend of mine too, so I trust him. Odillo, he's the only one in the council that doesn't take a liking of me in particular, because male dominated, and well, he's from a different culture. He's a Lombard. Do we have a suitable replacement for him? Rosalind, if you want, but well, there's Joffrey. We'll give it to him. And begin swaying him. Because I have a feeling we're going to be doing a lot of that. So now here's our income. 3.2. Not as good as it once was, but manageable. As long as you don't spend too much. And because that said low income, you know, my father kind of relaxed himself in terms of going out for raids. I think I may resort to go out raiding. Raiding for what we need. Marquess Slayer. Huh. So, this is for keeps since we got that damn bison still. But it took my father. Now my legitimacy level is high. We wanted to keep it that way. Should hold a funeral. You can put him anywhere. It says a temple holding. You can take your pick of anywhere. Hell, even here in the capital. But just put it here since it's within the domain. Died of typhus. I don't know who that is. It's probably a friend of mine. It'll be an extravagant funeral. Death has come to a great person of the realm. Do they not deserve everything that we can provide? No expense shall be spared for the funeral ceremony, and all shall know of the great tragedy that struck the realm. Major piety gain, legitimacy, and stress loss. Of course, the king will be here. Which, matter of fact, see if you can befriend him. This would be an opportunity to do so. Already here. Gisors is to be Jordan's final resting place. He often travels through there, so I thought it would be suitable to put it here in this forest temple area. I'm left alone to gather my thoughts and prepare for the arrival of the honored mourners. Can't find King Aldebert anywhere yet. I eagerly wait for his arrival so my plan to befriend him can finally start. I'll never forgive him. Forget him, excuse me. Negotiate alliance with Mistress Avelina of the Magpies of St. Bridget. I mean, she's here too, so whatever you need, I'll see if I can help you out, sister. We'll do something about that royal favor and all these things. I'll check them out after the funeral. And as a reminder, we have low land value. We need more farmlands or floodplains. Which is why I have eyes on Rouge. Which, matter of fact, get to work on that. Need Bruges for the farmlands. And also, look, I am not going to revoke the titles off of my sisters unless they become too rebellious against me. But Bruges, I want to hold that for myself. That's high development. It's got everything that I would like. And of course that would mean in turn that I would say it's suitable enough for me to usurp the title of Duchy of Flanders. And I'm willing to go further, up to Holland. Want those parts of Holland too. Because, you know, it's like, yeah, it's plains. Yeah, it's all plains. And a county of Holland itself. Farmlands. Plains. Yeah. Just need more farmlands, and this is the best place to go to. We want to continue the expansion of the coast before we'll start going westwards towards Brittany. And if I want another forest, oh yeah, and don't forget there's also neighboring farmlands in Chartay. But if you want another forest, take Amiens. And then perhaps Clermont. Forests and mountains if you need resources. I'll check out the agendas down there after the funeral. And soon we'll be prioritizing raids again. We're restoring that practice. I'm not gonna be greedy like my father, but I would try to be a matriarch at least. And also go to university. So that's the first thing you should get when you get your great wealth. Esteemed guests drift past the enshrouded body of Marquess Jordan on Normandy after one another, granting a little more than a slight bow or nod. If such perfunctory gestures could be ever enough to honor a life, my heart weighs heavy as my pockets, so full of trinkets and memories of joy. I can't help but wonder why I should get to hoard objects which rightfully belong to him. You want to keep that. Scrolls of commercial wisdom. Oh, just perished the thought. That reminds me of the artifacts. Check your books. You're in for diplomacy. Yeah, we got that one. It's active. And if you need to do a lot of traveling, equip that. Oh, put that on. You could stop with the development growth thing since it's no longer a priority. Lovian, love not brooch. A little more diplomacy lifestyle experience. And there's more. Okay, get rid of this too. That'll definitely help it. So a little faster. Of all the figures venerated in Vilnius, none have ever been more desired than our departed Marquess Jordan Normandy. This crowd of weepers and gawkers of finding other subjects to satisfy their satisfaction, I at last left a moment of solace between myself and my father. Time for quiet prayer. Piety gain isn't great. Negotiate Calderad. Gain diplomacy lifestyle. Before me, a feasting table stocked of all manner of food and drink, as if Marquess Jordan Normandy were trying to offer a final act of magnanimity before a party. Count de Mille has so far refused to lay a finger on this banquet, however. Swelling his goblet around an idle solace. His middle distant stare falls word on me. With a quiet nod, he raises his drink high. To Marquess Jordan of Normandy, truly one of the greats. Huh. It's just a fellow vassal, so I'll just say, to Marquess Jordan of Normandy, to my father. sorrowful line marches on. The line to hit the last moment with Marquess Jordan. A last whisper, a last long goodbye. A last nothing, and the last place anyone will see him again. Truly a privilege it is to be here. The line brings her ever closer till the last figure from him parts. There's nothing but a velvet between me and him. A quiet bow and I part. The time has now come to commit to Marquess Jordan and Normandy's final rites before his journey to the hereafter. Jordan's enshrouded bodies held suspended above an open grave, surrounded by close friends and family. Stood at his head is me. A privilege, place of mourning afforded to only the magnanimous host. To see him surrounded by so many mourners and given a proper Catholic burial gives me hope that perhaps I too will be remembered as fondly as the Marchioness. At last his body is lowered into the earth, and the funeral is officially complete with a prayer. Beautiful. Back home. Wasn't able to befriend the king. She didn't have to travel much. Sure. Excuse me. I mean, bless you, Gesundheit, whatever. Okay. Anyways. Alright. Still with the conversions. Keep it up. You got a lot to go. Bodyguards. Need them. You've got ladies in waiting since you're a female ruler. A lady in waiting is an assistant and companion to a queen or empress, or in this case, Marchioness. Attending your every need and fulfilling every whim. Oh, we got a court brewmaster now. This helps to increase the popular opinion and reduce the feast cost, depending on the feast rewards. Yeah, I'll keep that well in mind if I need that. And lady in waiting is distress loss and enemy hostile scheme phase length takes longer. But it does help with, you know, scheme discovery chance. And if you're going to go for intrigue, then this can help you out, since you got two if you need it. On the Normandy, it's a track regular game, as you know, for starters. Take that off. And master the horse, because we need a few more knights. Something that I'm willing to spend. Yeah. I'm thinking, okay, what else? We got 13 years till we get hereditary rule, which I can enact partition law. So you got many little vassals within there. Rosalind is good. Millicent is the one to watch out for when she grows up. She's ambitious, but she's craven. She does have anger issues. Someone to watch out for. Now, here's the royal favor. Knight effectiveness up. Okay, I'm okay with that. In fact, I would not bother any changes to, you know, to give a royal favor to any of them. Should keep it as it is. Court reputation. Plus 2 more knights. On the last time, general opinion. That's better than the previous ruler. I mean, he had issues with reputation. And I do have the leadership. And less friendly fatal casualties. That's what we got here. Council agenda is more towards taxation. Vast tax contributions, though vassals don't like it as much, neither does the courtiers. Our power struggles, well, not of any danger. And for inner circle, it's one policy, three stewardship, one flavor now, domain taxes down, lifestyle experience up. That's very good. That's good. Yes, I was there earlier, but look, if you want to go to university, it's much more convenient just to go over there, but remember how much it costs. 307 gold is the lucky number. Do we have the Master of Raids? Yes, we do. But it's a good one. Well, can we replace it with someone excellent? I think I know. No, nobody's excellent at that. Okay. Insignificant target. Increasing risk. Too distant. Too distant. Too distant. Too distant. Definitely too distant. There's not a lot to choose from. But damn it. Some are a bit too distant. Because I would like to launch a raid against somebody. But there's not a lot of good choices now. Especially there's so many damn little counties out here. So I guess that will not do. I think I have to do it the old way. And don't raid your fellow co-religionists. Catholicism has begun to spread up there. That's a good sign, but bad for choices of who to raid and who to not. Just depends on who you're going to raid and what you're up against. Holy crap. Military strength of Finland. Most are just levies, but still. Nothing to mess with. Norway, however, is not yet, Christianized. So I guess we got a contender of who to raid. Insular Christianity has reached. Ireland is now a fully United Kingdom. Unless you want to go far. And just raid somewhere, like say over there. Much weaker. Although it's been raided. Pomerania is Catholic now, but not these areas yet. So we should consider raiding the Baltic coast. I'll lead. Trade speed, but we could go for pillage. We could sacrifice some prestige. And please remember, with your recent dynasty legacy, since it's been a long time since you raided, you're more likely to imprison characters now each time you raid. And you gain prestige when you ransom certain prisoners. I wonder if it counts if you give them hook. If I get hooks off of them. So, should I be the one to lead? Is it that? Ah, cousin! Even better! Forget me. You lead. Just don't get yourself into trouble. First time I haven't really given moments thought, but my vassal Mayor Ademar has grown bolder. His challenges no longer pass unnoticed among my vassals. He's testing my limits. The others sure to follow, unless I give him a taste of his own medicine. Bold absolver. I'll ignore him, steal his ideas. Failed to manipulate. You know, there's an easy way to get rid of him. He's just the mayor. Get out! Here's someone more amenable. You found an ill person. At least it's someone who's nicer. And there's a lot of laws that kind of doesn't make me want to like it. Remember, the military strength is inferior. But I'd be raiding a co-religionist, which you could sacrifice some piety if they're going to be that ungrateful to me. Or alternatively, Norway's not been raided yet. So go for that first. Hit there first. They're weak. And it's got plenty of children that we may potentially ransom out of it, so strike them first. Again, I'm saving the gold for two things. University and fabricate a claim for Bruges. While concurrently, continue to spread the Norman culture onto there. So I've done all I can for this part. There's ongoing raids over there, but just gotta get to the capital before the others do. Make me spy master. Interesting. But I would prefer chancellor. Befriend. Increase diplomatic range. And don't be afraid to make friends of others. Gee, you know what I should do while the raid is ongoing? You should meditate in seclusion. Embarking on a journey through meditation is no trivial thing. Many preparations will be needed to be made. At least the witches deciding where I shall retreat to. The location choose to meditate, then will heavily influence my outcome of my journey. How about the secluded forest of Gizzards? No cost. It's a stone's throw. I'll be meditating while the raid is ongoing. See? Less than 2 months. My knight, Osman, has grown bitter at being ordered by an unlanded commander, Frank. How can one without land or title presume to guide men of standing, he fumes. The men have been dismissed or before morale is poisoned. Never. He remains in command. He's a raider, and we need him. A commoner of Rhinelander heritage has been accosted in the streets over some minor offense. By making a statement in defense, I could perhaps convince my marshal, Joffrey, equally Rhinelander, of my good character by investigating my Norman peers. Rhinelanders are good people. See, conspiracy? The hell? Yeah, it's good enough. Got your daughter. And we got this court artifact. Mighty hard-tied. Adama. Oh, wait a minute. That's the guy who holds a grudge. No. Get out of there. Okay, where else to raid? What's Denmark doing? It's traveling and is currently fighting 2 tyranny wars. One is a peasant uprising, which is over there. The soldiers ain't what it used to be. And given there's an ongoing revolt, there's a good chance they might be besieging that capital right now, but we'll check it out. Maybe we can get some big loot down there. Excommunicated by the incapable Pope. Yes, we're already co-religious, but money takes priority. And what did you do? Launch a Breton-Norman raid. Going more towards the adventure phase instead of acculturation. Okay. I prefer the latter. Egypto-Khazar. Wow. That's what the Tunlid Empire is characterized for. The Empire of the Nile. Egypto-Khazar. That is one hell of a combination. So, which means, I mean, let's just have a look real quick. Marburizon, concubines, philosopher culture, devoted horsemanship, children of the Nile. Nice. Oh, Ron Priest died. He was ill. Is he any better, Serlo? No, he's worse. Why do we keep getting crappy bishops? Today, with the passing of Countess Rosa, the future of Normandy just changes course. We'll never know what kind of Marchioness she will become. But Dev's blessed curse on his mouth. Died of pneumonia. Oh, and he's blind. Oh, I hate it if someone, like if it were happened to me, then then he becomes the ruler of all Normandy. Born to an unknown father. Jordan would not approve of that. Blind and malnourished. If this was Byzantium, I would revoke that title and just say, hey, we need you out because your blindness is going to work. Though there are other ways. Such as, oh, why don't you just claim the title and get it off of him? I mean, that's the easiest thing in the world. As a way to get him out of there. You could also, you know, denounce him, which is say, hey, he's a criminal, and then that's for title revoking reasons. And of course, I am not going to kill my nephew. Though I lost Rosalind, she was a good friend of mine. Better think about marriage in the future. Finished my meditation. After arriving at the Wild Forest Gazos, I found a peaceful clearing to meditate in. A remote location was a significant boon, giving me a welcome reprieve from the daily problems I have to deal with at court. Glad I took the time to do this. You'll get it. Shit. They already beat me to it. Screw it, we're raiding Guildland. Starting with Visby. It's just to make up for it. Oh, look at here. They're coming here. As they're on their way back home from an unsuccessful raid, I assume. Massive advantage, and we got them down. Battlefield echoes the cries of the wounded and severed arms. Victory is ours, Marchioness, my Marshal Joffrey declares. Mayor Philip Agana has fled with his guard, but hundreds of their warriors are scattered in disarray. They're called up burning villages and are suffering your people. These raiders showed no mercy. They run like cowards when your commander spits. Give the order and we shall ride them down before sunset. Soldiers eagerly wait with bloody weapons in their hands. We command how to deal with the fleeing raiders. How will we answer the wounds inflicted upon them? Gee, many Christmas. I mean, I'm a calm person. I'm not like my father. But he would do that option. But I'll say, capture them alive. They will serve them in chains. We're here for loot. And loot is what we're gonna get. Yes, we're raiding our co-religionists, but still. This is to make up for not getting the big gains that we had hoped for, but it'll be good enough for me to go to the university. Brave satisfaction. King Albert's boils. So they named the disease after him. Go to the plague screen. Minor. I wouldn't be worried about it unless it reaches Paris and it'll follow downriver. Shall see. We got one of his courtiers. Raid the district, then raid the city, then we're out of here. Yeah, we know that. Challenge for artifact. Greetings, cousin. You have something that belong to me. And face me to do it for it and let the owner have the right to own it. What is it that you want? Okay. You dare to challenge me, huh? Count Eustace and I stalk around short, each way in our options. He has a fearsome sword while I grip my own makeshift mace tightly. The weapon of warfare. The deadly weapon feels cool and weighty in my grasp. So I'm going to tell first of all, it doesn't ease my nerves. I'll show out how I lift the mace. Skill and poise and make a series of well-placed strikes. My mace flows around Eustace like water. Each strike chain fluidly onto the next. A series of perfectly timed strikes with perfectly timed attacks. His sword moves in a lazy defensive position. He begins shouting me down. His tone one would use for a misbehaving serf, not a Marchioness. My form is good, of only small errors. His stance is failing. My opponent's reeling for it. Victory so close I could practically taste it. So he decided to insult me. That's what he did. Disheartening speech of sorts. So, like, he didn't hit me. Well, I didn't. I could just say I did not hit him, and you don't need that. Is that the best you got? He can't even hit me. Tire him. Play defensive to allow him to tire himself while I stay fresh. Time it again. Backpedal, dodge, and we just keep within tempting target distance. The under nose showing signs of exhaustion. For I note he's somehow inside my guard. His sword speeding towards my heart. To the narrowest of margins, I dodge backwards. Form is good, only small. This stance is passable. We're evenly matched with victory bouncing on a knife edge. It becomes easier for my foe to injure himself. He did that option. What the hell kind of move did he perform? A competent attack. Confidence-led competence, as they say, and my strikes prove that. Eustace, whether from rage or arrogance, lays into me, berating me as though I were a dirt-covered commoner. My hackles start to rise, and I hold myself till he falls deep breath. Then and only then I do spring forward with a crushing thwack that knocks him straight onto his arse. Though dazed, his looks wanted to keep fighting at first, and it becomes clear I'm about to crush the skull. Harry yields. I'm victorious. Nice. He wanted that. My father, the great Marquess Jordan, was charged by a bison long time ago, yet the flame of his life still shines bright. What surrounded him everywhere now seems to follow me. Many still consider me his daughter, rather than a woman in my own right. Just yesterday an old peasant was praising him as if he was still alive. The time has come to step out and shout, to make my mark on the world, to be recognized as the great Marchioness Stephanie. The world shall remember Jordan as my father. Because I do have the ambitious in me. One more air, then we'll go home. Maybe. Damn pirates. Pay the ransom. Give it to me. Powerful vassals are gathered. It's better to let it go. He's unpersuadable. I'll focus on my lifestyle and realm management. Personal focus. Help me out on the lifestyle experience. Actually, your supplies are still good enough, so keep raiding. But where is the question? Well, that place has been raided. You have to be mad if you were gonna raid Finland. Unless they're currently at war. That they are. Humiliation war. Okay, it's been ongoing for a while, so here's our chance. Remember, there's 2 Finlands. So. Ola will do. Actually, Kakisami would be a big get. Head to there. Raid Kakisami, then get the hell out of there. Direct vassal to there. Okay, that's good. And maybe we'll raid Viipuri as well. Perhaps. This is a big gamble I'm willing to take. Slavery's banned. Low taxes. That's no good. Especially with the low taxes part. Some told me that the process of dying is like stepping into a strange but gentle dream. Is there any truth to this? Perhaps, but thinking about this is unhelpful while we're alive. $3 months? Holy crap! What kind of fortified... Yeah. Stoic. Corellian culture. They're known to be stoic. This is going to take a while. And this one is just as fortified. Damn. Remember, Finland is only intervening somebody else's war, so their army's no doubt far away from here. So we have to take that opportunity. I really want to go to the university and be well educated in diplomacy and pick up a couple of perks. What the hell? I mean, it didn't spread into our direction. It's not yet reached the Sen yet, but it's kind of concerning to see this so widespread out there. Alright, big loot coming up. Raid Kakisami, and we raided a bunch of prisoners from Karelea. Excellent. Now, raid Viipuri, then we'll get out of here. $4 months. Oh. I think this is about as much as it's about to be full capacity. It has been a good while since I saw my old heartthrob, Garon. Even after these years, the thought of him has been the subject of my childhood infatuation that occupies him on the midnight hours. He's a man now. I can't help but feel myself reach out for Iko when I think of him. Perhaps I'll finally make my feelings known. That's my cousin! I must set aside these childish thoughts. Your presence is like the stars in the sky. My heart yearns to have you close, that I may know if you are warm or more like a corpse. I'll never let you go ever. These lines are a bleak reflection of my feelings, and I'll do anything to prove my loyal affections. You flatter me. Excuse me. Let's get out of here. Full capacity. Prime Carland Sable Pelt. Land here since it's closer. Since we've expanded our coast. Let me see. This we do not need. We can have that destroyed for gold. One escaped from prison. Okay, they just arrived at court. My sister, Captain Avelina, was captured. Swords for hire. Well, well, well. Oh gosh, she lost a leg. It seems you're no longer a nun now. I guess that life of being that wasn't good enough for you. Hey, who's that spouse of yours? Oh, just some guy. This is Matrilineal. Pay up. Come on, pay up. Keep it up. Here we go. Now it's good enough for me to go to that university. I'll go over there, as I've been there before. Just a short walk. Aubrey, cousin. I'm actually gonna go around. Just travel through Paris. There's no need for everything else, so let's go. Confidants. Alright, we're here. Let's get to work. Here comes the fleet with the loot. Listen to me, Griffith shouts maniacally. If you read between the lines in the Amagist, and it's obvious. You see a combined rock, the register for where we try to number all the donkey carts in the realm, and a goose, all hurried to the principles of reasons versus faith. Trust me, it'll work. Perhaps it was a good idea to have him studied for 36 hours straight. I don't have time for your nonsense. Balls in the right move. Yeah. All that will belong to me. Because we need the money. Now time for you to recover. I don't know, nephew. Can't have a blind ruler here. University centers of higher education are always bustling highs of socialization. In these hollowed halls, the students are all peers, all apprentices along the road to knowledge, which is why it can be helpful to make friends and feel part of the community. At least these are my first thoughts when Otto approaches me, the smell of meat on his breath. Join me, my friends, Stephanie. Prove to us that the mind of the Marchioness by downing more cups than anyone else, and we shall consider you one of us. No thanks. Ah, here we go. Make a killing. Enemy fatal casualties increase by plus 10%, and you gain gold from battles. 5 gold per 100 fatal casualties. Next time, that. Clododan, one of the most respected teachers, and is clearly a foreigner, and his accents and manners betray him as a Breton. While not strictly necessary for my studies, learning his mother tongue would foster a privileged relationship with him, which is bound to be a good investment in the future. I'll just give it a try. Didn't learn the language. As I'm leaving class after a deep thought-inducing class, I read my attention is drawn by the chaotic laughter and screaming from coming outside. Although a clear intoxicated center has his feet, nevertheless delighting and cheering crowd with some elegant rhymes about the joys of drinking. There's none but the local clergy. When they notice me, they chant me, "Join us, join us." While his face speaks volumes of their thoughts about the whole matter. This is outrageous. My in-depth studies in the Catholic doctrine of Adventism have confronted me with so many new questions, not all of which have clear-cut answers. Some even have contradictory exceptions. Is faith supposed to be completed by reason or not? Does faith only deal with the unseen or not? Can we know what is unseen or not? Yes or no? There must be meaning in these contradictions. 4% chance for this, 32% chance. 60% chance to confuse. Can't make sense of it. I can scarcely remember what my life is like before Onward declares his love for me. I'm flattered, but also overwhelmed by his attentions. I find myself longing for some peace and quiet. I cannot help but worry. Would I be throwing away my only prospect of true love? It cannot be right, can it? He deserves a kiss at least for his devotion. I'm out riding with my horse son. He throws himself off the path, but falls unavoidable and knocks the air out of my lungs. I look up and find myself face to face with a stag. Before I get a chance to scream, the beast collapses and open between its eyes. Stephanie, my beauty, I thought I lost you. I was not to count on for. We share one kiss, sweet like honey. Evelina. She died in childbirth. Although she was married as the Queen of East Francia. Oh no, excuse me, I guess it happened in a realm. Or who? What? Oh, that was incorrect information. It's been such an amazing experience. When I left, couldn't even manage a number of wise men that studied here. Therefore, their thinking of breath, their research, just being part of the same environment has made me a much better person. When new gain knowledge can make my way home very satisfied. Knowledge is power. Marquess Jordan's veins of trade. An elegant tome that shows deep understanding of stewardship as it touches upon subjects such as trade routes. The cover is what is the plain display repeating image of a majestic bird. If you're going for stewardship, this is the book to read. And I gained a perk. Flatterer. Now you get 2 schemes. 2 more of this and you become a matriarch. Then you can start a family. Whenever you're married. Traversing the wetlands outskirts of Alcott, we were suddenly attacked by a swarm of bandit riders out for blood. Another set of riders approached from nearby holding, led by Mayor Osman. Very pleasantly surprised by their altruistic demeanor of the local mayor, and I praise God he arrived just in time. Circus of victorious conscience. You should join us for some noble hospitality here. Guess you did that because you are honest and just. Thank you. I might befriend you, since I have the ability to do so. And you could sway two people at the same time. Everybody's fully reinforced, but we're losing a bit of income here. Because of various reasons. As the Norman culture is spreading in some parts of the baronies here. And now we got Count Arnold, which, to me, in my opinion, is like, I don't think he deserves that. I wish I could just request excommunication, but not until he turns 12. So I excommunicate him, revoke his titles, get him out of there, have the lands to myself. And speaking of lands to myself, I want Bruges. It's well developed, but it's going to take a while. We're going to cut this short here as I'm getting a little tired here personally. So I'll find a spouse for myself, and then at the same time, well, we'll expand to Bruges for more wealth, as lack of monetary is starting to become a bit of an issue here. But we'll see what we could do. And plus, it went to a king that, at least this is weaker, or perhaps that we should fight a war. Border wars policy, locked conditional, join any legion may join was 3. Okay, that's something to think about. Trying to turn all that. So we'll see it in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.